Welcome to Insta Summaries, your ultimate source for audiobook summaries.
Today, we are diving into an insightful article from the Harvard Business Review titled The Art of Asking Smarter Questions by Arnaud Chevalier, Frédéric Dalsace, and Jean-Louis Barceau. This piece explores the transformative power of asking the right questions, emphasizing how thoughtful inquiry can drive better decision-making, spark innovation, and foster meaningful dialogue. We'll break down the key takeaways and actionable strategies outlined by the authors, helping you understand how to enhance your questioning skills and apply them effectively in both personal and professional contexts. Stay tuned as we unravel the art and science behind smarter questions.
Have you ever walked out of a meeting feeling like you solved the wrong problem, or discovered the obvious question you forgot to ask? In an era of constant change and information overload, we're learning that it's not just about having the right answers, it's about asking the right questions. And when leaders embrace curiosity and inquiry, they uncover solutions no one saw coming. Today, we'll explore how asking smarter questions can transform your decision-making, spark innovation, and keep your organization a step ahead. Context: why questions matter. As the business world gets faster and more uncertain, leaders like Jensen Huang of Nvidia and Fraser of Citi are spotlighting a simple but powerful truth. Agility no longer depends on having the perfect solution ready. It hinges on asking the questions that unlock new insights. In this environment, inquiry isn't a nice-to-have. It's essential for strategic thinking, uncovering hidden perspectives, and fostering innovation. But while other professions, from law to medicine, receive formal training in how to interrogate problems, business leaders are often left to figure it out alone. That's why we're here. We're going to dissect a simple yet powerful framework for asking better questions. Along the way, you'll hear real-world stories, from companies like Lego, Tesla, and even Emirates Team New Zealand, to illustrate exactly what can happen when leaders overlook or embrace certain lines of questioning. Main thesis: the power of 5 question types. Research shows that strategic questions tend to fall into 5 main categories. 1. Investigative: what's known? 2. Speculative: what if? 3. Productive: now what? 4. Interpretive: so what? 5. Subjective: what's unsaid? Mastering these 5 types of questions helps you pinpoint the right problems, generate creative solutions, and keep your strategy grounded in people's capacities and emotions. Key insights and findings. 1. Investigative questions: what's known? Investigative questions drive you to clarify your purpose, analyze data deeply, and ensure you're not missing critical facts. Think of them as the why and how questions that unearth the root of a problem. Real-world example: SNCF, the French rail operator, once forgot to ask if older stations could accommodate newly purchased trains. The oversight cost them millions to correct. Business implication: make time to dig deeper, especially when teams assume they already have all the facts. Next up, let's explore how to spark creativity when the facts seem limiting. 2. Speculative questions: what if? While investigative questions go deep, speculative ones go wide. They help you explore alternatives and break free from limiting assumptions. Real-world example: Emirates Team New Zealand asked not just, what if we use leg power instead of arm power, but went further, what else could a pedal system allow? The idea freed up hands for controls, giving them a critical edge to win the America's Cup. Business implication: add how might we? Prompts into brainstorming sessions to unlock possibilities you might otherwise dismiss. If investigative questions offer depth, speculative questions offer breadth. Now let's see how to ensure all those ideas actually move forward. 3. Productive questions: now what? Even the best ideas stall if you lack the resources, time, or capabilities to execute them. Productive questions make you think about whether you can deliver on your grand plans, and at what pace. Real-world example: Lego tried to reinvent itself by rolling out numerous new products in the early 2000s. They neglected to ask, do we really have the capacity to handle this many expansions at once? The result: massive losses before they refocused and recovered. Business implication: regularly ask, how will we get this done, or where might we face bottlenecks, so that you pace your initiatives in line with your team's actual bandwidth. Once you've assessed feasibility, it's time to interpret meaning and implications. 4. Interpretive questions: so what? It's not enough to gather information and generate ideas. You have to understand the deeper significance. Interpretive questions force you to look at the big picture and decide what your findings really mean. Real-world example. A European carmaker dismissed Tesla's early electric sedan because of a visible gap between the door and the chassis. They never asked, so, what might the broader impact of this technology be on our market? They missed the urgent challenge Tesla posed. Business implication. Weave questions like, what does this really mean? Or, how does this change our perspective? Into every major discussion to avoid fixating on unimportant details. Finally, there's one last category that often goes unasked but can completely derail your plans if ignored. 5. Subjective questions. What's unsaid? Sometimes, the biggest stumbling blocks are emotional or political. Subjective questions probe personal reservations, hidden tensions, and the unwritten rules or biases that shape decisions. Real-world example. British Airways rebranded its tail fins in a bid to appear more global. Nobody asked, how will employees and customers feel about discarding British colors? The backlash was immediate, the rollout was scrapped, and the CEO was ultimately ousted. Business implication. Encourage team members to share concerns. Ask open-ended questions like, how are you feeling about this change? And give them room to answer without fear of judgment. Real-world applications and guidance. Applying the 5-question framework. 1. Check your own biases. Conduct a quick self-assessment to see which question types you lean on and which you neglect. If you realize you rarely explore subjective questions, plan to ask more about emotional or cultural impacts next time. 2. Structure meetings around key question types. Before a key meeting, remind yourself of the 5 categories. Jot down a few questions in the areas you tend to skip, and make a point to bring them up. 3. Foster diverse thinking in teams. Delegate each question type to a different person or subgroup. This ensures that speculative thinkers don't dominate while investigative or productive questions go missing. 4. Adjust over time. As your responsibilities shift or you take on bigger roles, revisit and recalibrate your question mix. The questions that served you well in one job might be less relevant in another. Remember, asking questions is a practice. Like any skill, it grows sharper with intentional effort. Actionable takeaways. 1. Investigate thoroughly. Use repeated why and how prompts to get beneath surface assumptions. 2. Speculate boldly. Challenge ingrained beliefs with what if to spark fresh possibilities. 3. Stay productive. Ask practical, how do we execute? Queries to check capacity and ensure feasibility. 4. Interpret strategically. Draw meaning from your data and ideas. Don't get lost in the weeds. 5. Surface the subjective. Probe unspoken emotions and biases that can derail even the smartest plan. Closing thoughts. The real genius in leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about inviting the best questions. By rotating through investigative, speculative, productive, interpretive, and subjective questions, you'll create a richer strategic dialogue. You'll uncover insights and perspectives that might have been hiding in plain sight. And in a world where tomorrow's challenges demand new solutions, that habit of asking could be the ultimate competitive edge. Thanks for joining us in this exploration of how to ask smarter questions. May your next meeting be filled with curiosity, clarity, and the kind of inquiry that drives true innovation.
What resonates with you the most? Drop in the comments below. Please like and share the video. Please subscribe to the channel for engaging summaries.